Twitter has made headlines lately because a bunch of their accounts got hacked. They claim that the hack was a result of a spear phishing campaign in which credentials of the employees were stolen, which were then used to get access to Twitter systems. But what is a spear phishing attack exactly? That's what we are going to explain to you in this video. Spear phishing is a specific type of phishing. Now, phishing itself is a scam through email or other digital forms of communication like WhatsApp or text messages, where the attacker will try to steal credentials or data from you, or they will attempt to install malware on your device. During a regular phishing attack, a hacker will try to make as many victims as possible and cast a wide net. They will be targeting hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of users at the same time, hoping that they'll find something good. Spear phishing, on the other hand, is more focused. During a spear phishing attack, they target organizations, companies, or even individuals. The hacker chooses his victim, and a good hacker will customize their attack to the target to increase and maximize the chances of stealing what they're looking for. Let's take a look at what happens during a spear phishing attack. What happens before, during, and after? Before the campaign starts and any contact is made with a target, the hacker will likely set their target and goal. If they're serious, they'll try and perform what I like to call a digital stakeout of their future victim. They'll try to identify which users they should try to target and what might be the best way to do that. Once that is established, they will set up their campaign. The target will receive a mysterious message. This will often be in the form of an email, and most of online explanations will make you think this is the only way to attack someone during a spear phishing attack. But the truth is that it could also be a WhatsApp message, a text message, or a Twitter DM. Any medium that will let you post a clickable link is a possible attack vector. When the user clicks the link, they will be redirected to a shady website. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort to build a fake website that looks like, for example, the login screen of Office 365, a website of a service provider that your company might be using, or even a social media platform or your very own website. Someone who isn't paying attention can be easily fooled by a website that can be made in an afternoon. Once they manage to get the user on the website, the goal is to get them to interact and make them do something. The attacker might want them to provide credentials or install malware. Once that happens, the attacker can move on to the next part of their plan. Their next move might be harder to predict. It could be anything from trying to access your systems to sending fake documents to your billing department. In one example that I've personally seen, they stole the credentials of an Office 365 account. With those credentials, they intercepted all outgoing mails for that inbox that contained invoices to the billing department. And instead, they sent identical mails, but with the attached PDF would then have payment details of their own bank account in a shady Far Eastern country. They could also use the data that they have to set up a new attack. Access to systems could give them important information to set up a second, different attack, as seems to have been the case for Twitter, where they used the stolen credentials to get access to accounts with administrator level permissions. Or they could be using your credentials to attack another company and to erase their steps by doing so. Anything is possible, really. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, well, that's bad. And you're right. But what makes things even more scary is that spear phishing campaigns don't require a lot of special tools or dark arts taught by hackers in the darkest of dungeons. Someone with programming skills could make their own tool for a spear phishing attack in an afternoon. To protect yourself against spear phishing, there is one crucial component. Tools such as ATP and Office 365 are nice to have, but the ultimate protection is to educate your users. Every single person in your organization that has access to company-related credentials or company devices should be trained on the dangers of these types of attacks. Secondly, you should review your security policies. Do users know what to do when they're hacked? Does your IT staff know what they should do? You may think that you have the most talented IT staff in the world, but when things go wrong, you might notice that people start panicking and not follow the script, if that exists. Third of all is that you shouldn't trust your users but verify instead. Now, what does that mean? Well, people with experience in security or anyone who has dealt with end users will agree with me when I say that if end users were to be believed, not a single phishing scam in history has ever been successful. After all, nobody has ever clicked on a link. Things just magically happen, and instead of relying on that Boy Scout oath, you should try to make sure that you have tools in place that can prevent and lock this type of activity, or that can lock user activity so that you can find out where people have clicked on, to a certain degree, of course. And finally, you should test the awareness of your users. Installing tools is great, but in the end, most of your security depends on what users do. And the way you can test the awareness of your users is by setting up your own spear phishing attack with the help of a security expert who can then emulate that type of attack. Instead of stealing your data, they will be able to give you some insights in what users might need additional training. And that can be valuable information if you are dealing with important data. We hope that this video has given you a clear understanding of what a spear phishing attack is. If you have more questions, you can leave them in the comments. I will try to get to them as soon as we can. And if you're looking for a security expert that can help you with setting up a spear phishing attack, we suggest contacting our sponsor, whose website you can find on the screen right now. They have plenty of experience doing this sort of thing. You can find their information on the screen. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see each other soon.